How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, this video here, y'all may be surprised with some of the things I'm going to say, but I must keep it core with the royal family and just speak from my soul like I always do. So y'all see the title that a 7-year-old has been arrested. So first, before I give my opinion, because it's going to be core, I'm going to read an article to the royal family. And y'all know how I get down. I read what's necessary because they put a lot of unnecessary things in articles, I feel personally. So anyway, here. A Miami-Dade School Police Department incident report said Flato's son was told repeatedly by his female teacher that if he was to continue to play with his food instead of eating it, to throw it away. The boy then allegedly attacked the teacher, the report said, by repeatedly punching her on the back in the hallway, while she attempted to inform another teacher of the boy's unwillingness to heed her warning. The teacher was unable to restrain the boy, but he continued to fight her with his fists and legs, and tussling forced both the teacher and the boy to fall to the ground. The report said he allegedly continued to fight the teacher, grabbing her hair and pulling it towards him, according to the report. All right, my royal family. So remember, he's 7 years old. You see how small he is. So I have two videos I'm going to play for the royal family. I'm going to let it play itself out.
Cell phone video, a 7-year-old child cuffed, accused of attacking his teacher. His mother, tearful at this troubling sight.
My heart's been broken.
I was in shock.
School police say it started here at Coral Way K-8 Center in Miami Thursday morning. The 7-year-old removed from the cafeteria for playing with his food. According to the report, the 7-year-old then attacked a teacher by punching her repeatedly on her back in the hallway. And once the teacher restrained him, the juvenile continued to fight her with his fists and legs, causing both the teacher and the juvenile to fall to the ground. But it didn't end there. The report states while they were on the ground, he kept attacking, grabbing the teacher by her hair and pulling it before he was eventually restrained and couldn't move. The report goes on to say he was able to calm down on his own and taken to the principal's office, the teacher telling police she wanted to press charges.
So now he's a danger to society. What? I said 7 years old? A danger to society.
The boy's parents have a problem with what happened next. They say they came to the school to talk to the principal and counselors, agreeing that their son would be suspended for 10 days. But the officer told them she had to arrest the 7-year-old or take him in for a psychiatric evaluation. But his mom says it's not a mental health issue or a problem with aggression.
It's not a psychological problem nor aggressive.
And we've learned this isn't her son's first run-in with an officer. He was accused of kicking a teacher back in November, but it was resolved with the school. The mother says both times psychologists said he was okay. While his parents wait to see what's next, they're demanding answers now because they say the handcuffs crossed the line.
We have to make justice.
School police saying in a statement, quote, "These incidents are rare, but this action was warranted to prevent his erratic and violent behavior from bringing further harm to others or himself. The manner in which he was transported to the receiving facility was done in accordance with standard operating procedures."
All right, my royal family.
There are 2 athletic trainers in the booth for all National Football League games. My primary job is to spot injuries to the head and neck.
Shut that down. And let's continue on, my royal family. Now, I'm only going to play a portion of this video. It is very necessary because I want you to hear the father really well.
my kid has an honor roll. My kid is super good in the school, and he was doing so well. Yeah, everybody was excited about it. You know, the teachers, everybody. And out of sudden happened this.
The student was taken to the hospital for an evaluation and was released. In a statement, police said this action was warranted to prevent his erratic and violent behavior from bringing further harm to others or himself.
This boy's father says that a similar incident happened with his son last year. He saw a physician after that who said that there's nothing wrong with the boy, who's now been suspended for 10 days. George?
Okay, Victor, thanks very much.
Okay. There is something wrong with the boy. And I'm going to tell you exactly what is wrong with him. It starts at home. Now, before I go there, I can remember as clear as it was, as long as it was, back in the early 80s. I was still in high school, and I worked at a daycare center, and I worked in the cafeteria. And there was this one Mexican boy. Just happened to be Mexican. Isn't that ironic? And I know he was over 10 years old. And he was hell on wheels. And I remember the director, Miss Williams, was a sister, older sister, that ran the daycare center. And the daycare center went from 0, I think, to age like 13, just to put that out there. And anyway, I would have access all over the entire school, you know, taking food to different rooms and also providing food for the teachers. So I was privy to hear what was going on throughout the school. So I happened to be in the office, and they had really got tired of this boy's shit. I mean, he was always in the office. And I never ever forget, his father came down there seething angry, and he said pretty much how he said it was, my son is basically perfect, and it's the school that's causing the problem, because he's a real good kid. It was just no way, how could this possibly happen, that he's always in trouble. And I looked, because everybody knew what he was doing. And what popped up in my head was that one day he will be bailing him out of jail or looking at him behind bars, just period. That's just what popped up in my head. I never forgot that, and I always wonder what happened to that child, because his father was in utter denial that his son was a problem, and everybody seen his behavior. Now, this child has had numerous outbreaks in the school and stuff, and what his problem is he don't want no woman telling him anything to do. For him to feel like he have free range to grab a woman by the hair, kick and do whatever he has to do violently. That's his attitude. And then his father has that same attitude. Well, he makes good grades. You know, basically my son is perfect. I guarantee you it's at home. And he's probably one of those children where his mother wait on him hand and foot. All he has to do is exist. That is it, and that is all. And his father has that type of attitude. And I'm going to tell you another attitude about his parents. Now, his parents is the type, if it was one of our royals, he would want their fucking head crushed in. They would be, unquote, animals. Another thing, my royal family, he's sitting up here complaining. Look at body language. You see how this police officer is treating him? She's not manhandling, I'll say woman handling him at all. Now, I have seen, I think the girl was 4 or 5 years old years ago, handcuffed, because they said that she was unruly. Put her in a police car. Her mother came up there to find out what's going on, and they threatened to even arrest her, because you know how they get down with our royals. Now, my royal family, a few days ago, I had put up a video about these schools want to re-adopt corporal punishment. I still maintain what I maintain. These teachers do not need to be putting hands on students, because ultimately in the end, our royals always get the short end of everything, and it is a form of protection for them, where if we sign the consent, then that gives them free range to beat their ass, and if we try to sue, that further protect them. But there is a but factor. How I look at this situation, the first time, now I ain't waiting for no second time, the first time a child acts out in that fashion, I would get up in the parents' ass, and the parents would really have to do something. And it's a damn shame that some of these schools, most of these schools now, have to discipline these children, because these children know that they have full range to do what the fuck they want to do. And you got to check the parents' attitude. Now, they took the child to a school psychologist, I'm guessing 3 times, and they saying nothing is wrong with him. Now, what if it was one of our children? Let's set it up. One of our children attack a teacher, grab him by the head, fall on the ground with him, just act a fool, and this didn't happen more than once. And then a psychologist see him, there's nothing wrong. This is bullshit. You see how they extreme with it? But I guarantee you, this starts at home. And I've been around people like that, where the males usually are catered to in such a way that you bet not say nothing. And by the time that child is 12 or 13 years old, he's the unquote man of the house, even though he don't know how to be the man of the house. So then when they go out in the world and they in these schools, and a female is trying to correct them or discipline them, they'll outright call them a bitch and everything. And then the parents want to be outraged when the school has to do what they have to do. And it's ridiculous in this day and age for a 7-year-old. You got to take them to jail and stuff. And because they don't know how to properly discipline. And see, this is, I'm going to blame again the government. They came in our households. They wanted to govern our households. And parents have gotten afraid to discipline their children. So they let them have free range to do the fuck what they want to do in the house. And then the parents are shocked as they get older, and they don't even have to be in the school, and they still have that same type of behavior, and you're going to deal with society. See, when you are out here in this world, what they call it, school of hard knocks, will get your mind right. And if you continue to keep doing what you're doing in this society, they will lock your unruly ass up. And I guarantee you why the mama's fat ass is sitting up here catering to him. She's going to be, along with the father, running to jail, and they're going to be in utter denial, and it's always everyone else's fault. And you see the contrast? Now, if it's us, it's the extreme. But these parents better be happy about their child didn't get his brains blowed out. Because when it comes to us, it's always the far extreme. I guarantee you, if this was a 7-year-old royal male child, there would have been white male cops coming in there, choke holding him and everything. Not this type of treatment where you're just pitiful. Now, what I'm trying to say is, my royal family, this is the way you're supposed to treat anybody's child when they in this position. You don't supposed to manhandle a child. So don't get me wrong by what I'm saying. I just want to get that clear. You know, one thing that I have learned about being on YouTube is people don't listen to you very well. It's like when I did the video the other day about Brother Polite, and I'm mentioning that I'm married, and some brother gets on here and says because I used to work in construction, there is basically I shouldn't have there's no way I can be married. And I mention my husband often. I just thought I would throw that out there, how people don't listen well, you know, and we'll do these videos. And I was telling one other YouTuber, I said, we should make a video and say, not to all, not to all, not to all, not to all, not to all. Not to all. We don't usually, most responsible YouTubers don't speak in the absolutes. I'm not being responsible. Just want to put that disclaimer out. So my royal family, now that is my opinion. Now maybe everyone do not agree with me. That's fine on this channel. We mix it up. We speak core here on the True Royal Family. So my royal family, do what you do best. Render your beautiful divine voice with your words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.